Welcome, friends, to our next Bhagavad Gita lesson. Let's start with our slow, deep breath. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Shanti. This is episode number 119, called Where Does Our Nourishment Come From? The last 2 weeks we were looking at a verse, or two verses, about when we brood over stuff, how it can take the mind on a downward spiral. In this next verse, Sri Krishna talks about avoiding that spiral. It's number 64 of the second chapter. I'll read it to you. But the disciplined yogi, controlling the mind and senses, can move about in this world free of both attraction and aversion, resting deeply in tranquility. When we are self-controlled and disciplined yogis, we can skillfully train the mind and the senses so we don't succumb to the fate of that person of the last 2 verses. It's not that we slam the brake on the mind and senses, and we don't have to run from them out of fear that they're going to get the best of us. We can still relish our food, enjoy wild, passionate sex, dance naked to Lady Gaga, but the more we're able to rest deeply in tranquility, the less the external world will be the boss of us. Krishna uses the term here, prasad, which you may have heard before, to indicate tranquility. It's the same word that talks about the blessed food offering at the end of a puja, a worship service. And as our connection to the divine deepens, and we can move fearlessly and compassionately through the world, we get to enjoy this prasad of our own innate peace. The goal of yoga is to create a virtuous cycle. Through our meditation practice, we begin to gain awareness of this prasad of our inner peace. With this awareness, we can move more freely about in the world without getting agitated by desire and anxiety. And as we move about more freely without desire and anxiety, we become more useful to others, and we find ourselves getting nourished by our service. And when we get nourished by our service, we become less dependent on the sense objects for our sustenance. For our homework assignment, we know that we're not nourished by bread alone. What else sustains you? That is, what else gives you a sense of purpose in your life? Thanks for joining. See you soon. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.